Hello and happy birthday to all of the lovely Aries out there. Welcome to your April 2023 tarot card reading. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for being here. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. So this month is a very exciting month. Now we are going to be talking about the astrology in a separate video, just like I did last month. So be sure to check in the next couple of days to kind of get that astrological forecast update as well. This video, we are focusing on the tarot card predictions. So you are welcome to watch for either your sun, moon, or rising sign, whichever you feel compelled to do. Also, just to keep in mind that if you are a member on the website, don't forget to log in to view the comprehensive reading. If you're not, you can still always just purchase a one-off, just like always. But if you would like to become a member, all that information is in the description box down below. So we're going to keep that short and sweet today. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in just a sec. Hello Aries, welcome to your April 2023 tarot card reading. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, happy birthday to all of you April Aries out there. So we're going to get started with a message from my intuitive deck here. So what I'm feeling is there's like a quality of coming back to some kind of original plan or an original track or an original something. You're coming back home somewhere or somehow. You may have taken, I don't know how long, maybe it's only been a few weeks, maybe it's been a few months, maybe it's a few years for some of you. But you seem to have needed time to experiment, to detach from your life as you knew it, to go in different directions and all sorts of things. But I am feeling like you're coming back to a place that feels, I don't want to say comfortable, because that makes it sound maybe like you're not growing, but I don't think that's really the right word. But it feels right. Okay, it feels like you're returning back to the right place with the right people at the right time. And it may have a quality of like really feeling really good. I think this is something that will feel really good for Aries. You know, as you go through your solar returns, there's just this kind of newfound energy with things. And especially if you've been lacking energy in any capacity, this, I feel, is, you kind of getting things back on track. I think you feel really glad and really grateful for that. Okay, so a major arcana card to represent what the universe needs from you. So we have the Fool. It feels like it is a new adventure, but it's also not. Like something tells me you've been here before. Oops, sorry, I just dropped my cards. But something tells me you've been here before. You've been down this road, you've been in this place, you've been around these people. It's old, but it feels new. And it's kind of like coming back to high school. You know how we always say like, oh, if I could go back to high school knowing everything I knew now, how different my life would be. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening. It's like you're going back to high school, but with all this more wisdom and knowledge that you've accrued over this period of time that you sort of ventured off. And because it's kind of this old, new feeling, it feels good. And it feels like you have more control than maybe you have lately. You have more control. You have a little bit more promise that it's going to work out okay. And I think you are confident in yourself. You feel confident in your ability. I'm sorry for my voice, by the way. You feel confident in your abilities. You feel confident in all of the potentials. And I think it just feels really, really right. Like this is an alignment that maybe you haven't felt for quite a while. It's going to feel easy and surrendered. I don't think this is going to require a ton of effort from you, Aries. I like the enthusiasm coming through with this Fool card. Now, in the environment, whom do we need to be aware of? we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so there's someone out there in the environment who, I don't know, I feel this is a really supportive person. They are here to help in any capacity. They're here to listen. They're here to be for you in any way that you need it. In a way, I almost feel like this Page of Wands might be a motivator for some of you. So for those of you who have children, this might be your actual children, where they kind of have your back, quote unquote. Now, I'm not saying to like lean on your children for emotional support or anything, but it gives you a purpose, a sense of purpose and a sense of why. A sense of why. And if you don't have children, okay, this is still someone that I think you want to make proud. You want them, it's not that you want them to see you in a specific way, it's just that you do want to make them proud. It could be a parent for some of you. It's like they're involved, but also not really. Like they're not on this journey with you. They feel more of an observer, but a real supporter. I think there's a lot of love there. Not only you have love for the page, but the page has love for you as well. There's a lot of mutual respect and admiration. And this is someone that you would never have to feel embarrassed about anything with. Okay, so if you had to go back to something, this is someone who's like, great, go for it. That sounds amazing. I'm sure you'll do great. And there's no judgment here. There's a lot of open-mindedness and just a lot of willingness to, be there for you as you figure your stuff out. They're not here to try to make your life harder. They're not here to create any problems. They're just here to like be a really good companion for you on your path through life. Okay, and this is someone you can lean on, because sometimes when you do have to or want to kind of go back, you can choose. You can go back excited and happy and like really ready to go on with it, or you can go back with your tail between your legs. And I don't think Aries is trying to do the tail between your legs thing. It's like, okay, there's no reason to have your tail between your legs. It's just time for you to go back. That's it, So let's see what else comes through. Okay, clearly that one. We have the Four of Coins, the Star, what's really good, and we have the Moon. Okay, so what's really good about having Saturn in a mutable sign right now is that at least there's going to be some transition. Okay, if you have felt, Aries, like really stuck for the past couple of years, specifically since the end of 2020, if you've been feeling really stuck and you feel like things just have not progressed in any way, that's probably because Saturn was in a fixed sign and it was just sort of here to really preserve the current circumstance, whatever that was, whether you were happy with it or not. But now that Saturn is moving into or he has at the beginning of March, so I'm like a month late on, well, not late, but I talked about this last month, but it's carrying over, right? Because now we're starting to really feel, Saturn being in Pisces, really picking up on that mutable quality. And a lot of people feel really ready to make these big mutable transitions, right? That's what mutable signs are really good for, is making big transitions. And with the Four of Coins, it seems like you've really had your feet firmly planted in some kind of a circumstance. And I don't think that's really what you wanted. It was probably safe and secure and it got you through and it, was fine. But I know that your hopes and dreams are so much bigger than that. And now that Saturn is out of fixed Aquarius and moving on into mutable Pisces, we have that capacity to really start working on ourselves and really showing up in totally new kinds of ways. Now, with Saturn being over in the 12th house for you, Aries, it's going to really aspect by opposition that 6th house. So not only do 12th house themes emerge, but a lot of 6th house themes emerge as well. And 6th house is about discipline and focus and our daily habits and all those kinds of things. And this is really where the movement is going to happen. It's going to happen by choosing to do different things. Basically, you're becoming a different person. It's weird. It's like a really weird combination between old stuff and new stuff really merging. But there's like a new approach to the old stuff. For some reason, I feel like the old stuff really aligned with your vision. Now, when I say old stuff, please keep in mind, it doesn't mean everything, okay? It just means like maybe you go back to like an old industry that you used to work in, or it may mean you go back to an old neighborhood, or, you go back to, a different, maybe at one point you lived in a house and then you moved into like some like city apartment. You're like, no, you know what? I'm going to move back to the suburbs or something like that, okay? It just might mean that you're going back to something that's familiar, but for some reason, the old thing kind of feels like it fit the dream a little bit better than whatever new stuff you've really gone out and tried for. Now, it doesn't mean you have to give up on all the stuff you've started over the years. It's just getting you back to a place of strength. Strength so that you can actually really attain these hopes and wishes. And with that moon card, there's a lot of, how do I want to say this? Because I'm not feeling fear with this card. I don't feel like this is a scary thing. When it comes out with the Fool, it doesn't feel scary at all. In fact, I feel like you're like totally ready for it. For some reason with the Star and Moon, I'm picking up the word wonder. There's a lot of wondering, like Aries. It's like, I wonder what could be. A lot of dreaminess, a lot of big picture type of stuff. And your deepest subconscious desires are really surfacing for you right now. You might not be telling people things, not even this Page of Wands. Although I think the Page of Wands kind of suspects that you have certain desires. And this could be materialistic desires. They could be desires for new relationships. They could be desires for money. All sorts of different types of desires. But I do think you're trying to keep those things secret. You're trying to keep those things private. In fact, actually, Mars coming into Cancer, yeah, that makes a lot of sense in your 4th house. I do think Aries is keeping a lot of things behind closed doors. And you don't want to just share everything. You don't want everyone to know everything you've got going on. I think Aries just kind of wants to wiggle back into that place and just start fresh and not have anyone say anything. No one says anything. No one points it out. No one makes a big deal out of it. It's just like, let me just go back and start over, and then, in 2 years, then we can talk about it, okay? Let's see what else comes through. For Aries. We have 2 of Wands. I do think you're in a beautiful visionary place right now, Aries. Okay, I like the Tower for you. Yeah, High Priestess. There's certainly something secretive going on. Aries is not disclosing everything. Purposefully not disclosing everything because they just don't want everyone to be all in their business. And the 2 of Wands with the Star, I just think you have such a beautiful vision for yourself. When you look at your life, when you look at the ultimate dream, I think you see so many. It's big, but I don't think it's really that different from what you have now. But there's just more freedom, more relaxation, more people that you love, that type of thing. And I actually feel a really nice ease about everything. I'm not feeling a great deal of tension with these cards. And actually, I think it's your ease and surrender that actually causes this Tower, okay? The Tower, not always an easy card, but it's somewhat to be expected, okay? Because when we evolve and when we change and when our consciousness shifts to a place, right, with the 2 of Wands, this is a dreamy place, so is the Star. Like when you're aligned mentally and emotionally with these big things, the things that are currently in your life that don't support that big dream, that's when those things start to fall away. And that's exactly what's happening with this Tower card. Now, remember, we do have an eclipse in Aries. Okay, the moon is going to be at 29 degrees of Aries. This is a total solar eclipse, a total new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Aries. The North Node is still in Taurus, though, okay? But there is an eclipse, so that moon at 29 degrees of Aries is certainly going to be felt. That's on the 20th. So I do think this Tower coincides with that eclipse, okay? And we also have the moon card here as well, so that's perfectly fitting. Also a moon here with the High Priestess. So this is a result of you being ready, of you truly listening, and you feeling at ease with this whole process. I do believe that the quieter you keep things, like I don't know that this really is the time for Aries to be really expressive, okay? I don't think this is the time for a bunch of chatter or a bunch of information to be doled out. This is really a time for you to just keep it to yourself. And when it's time, you can divulge more and more information. But now is not the time, because when you have this Tower, you don't want a lot of people involved with this. You don't want everyone knowing everything. You don't want everyone having an opinion or having something to say, because it can just get really messy. And it can make you have a lot of self-doubt, and it can make you feel really insecure about what feels right for you. And to go through that Tower privately to a degree. Now, I'm not saying you have to, just only deal with deep emotions all by yourself, because sometimes this can certainly bring out a lot of deep emotion. But, this Page of Wands, by the way, is someone that you can really share a lot of that stuff with. Remember, there's no judgment coming from this page. There's no trying to tell you what to do. They're just here to just listen. They're not here to even offer you any solutions. They love you. They want to see you succeed, period. Nothing more, nothing less. No ulterior motives. So when you're going through this, you can lean on this person. They'll also keep it very quiet, by the way. There seems to be like some things going in the vault right now. I don't know exactly what that means, but things are going in the vault for Aries. Which I think is, for some reason I'm feeling it's empowering. It's empowering. I don't see a lot of energetic leakage, Aries. You seem to be really on point with where your energy is going, where it's being used. Beautiful. We have the sun, moon, and star. I love that when all three of these cards comes out. I call these like the celestial cards. There's like the luminaries in the sky, indicating a holy trinity. All right, so there is a complete guidance system in place for you, which means you don't really have to be afraid of anything. Remember, when this Tower happens, this is an indication that you are properly aligning with these big dreams. This is something to be embraced, to be excited about, to feel passionate about, and to feel just ready for. Usually the Tower can be deceiving because it feels like our whole world is crumbling down, or it feels like a certain relationship is falling apart, or whatever the case is. But if you really stop to ask yourself whether or not this was something that you wanted, deep down, probably the answer is yes. Yes, you really did want that. You wanted this to fall apart because you genuinely want that big picture. And you know that you wouldn't be able to get to that big picture with the way that things are now. It feels like an entirely new start. Entirely new start. And we have a King of Swords and a King of Coins. Okay, I don't think these are you. They don't feel like you, Aries. They feel like people you're gravitating towards. The Tower has to happen first. This is one of the reasons why privacy is very important. Okay, we have to remember your ruling planet is in the zodiac sign of Cancer. Your private world needs to remain your private world. And I think the reason why it needs to remain private is because people need to be able to really trust you. They need to trust you to keep it in the vault. And these are people that will, require or demand that. It could be potential love partners. It could be a single person, just one person. I like the air and earth quality though, because it tells me they have the capacity to be very ambitious in their dreams and in their goals. That's the air element. They just keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. But they also have the practicality and the strategy and, in a lot of ways, the work ethic with that King of Coins. It might be multiple people, all right? But if it is one single person, this is a stellar individual. And they might be a part. Now, this could be a boss or owner of a company. It could be a potential lover. It could be someone that just represents the world that you want to be a part of. And I think you're going to see a connection here. We have that star in his head here, and we have the star here. So I feel like there's a connection between the star and the King of Coins. And it feels that the King of Coins is someone who reflects back to you a lot of your own personal shortcomings. Let's say specifically when it comes to your financials here, or the way you operate in the world, because this feels restricted, where the King of Coins operates with no restriction. And for some reason, this feels like a bridge from your current world into the world that you're trying to create for yourself. And perhaps maybe that's one of the reasons why you have to go back to that old thing, because that's where you feel strong. And for some reason, the quality of strength is going to be beneficial for you in terms of your radiance and your shine. Because when you're in your element, it's like a fish being in water, right? Or a bird flying in the air, or a squirrel running up the tree, right? When you're so in your element and you're doing something that is so perfectly for you, of course you're going to shine. Of course you're going to stand out. And of course you're going to attract the attention of high quality individuals that need what it is that you do. And I think you have their attention. If this is not a love relationship, which for many of you it won't be, I think this is someone that's going to get you very excited about focusing, very excited about getting your work ethic really going, getting excited about, getting organized and getting things put together and getting some degree of structure in your life. This is someone who inspires you a lot. And sometimes that's exactly what we need in order to get to where we want to be. Okay? Hold on one second. All right, we're going to pull out the clarifiers. So the clarifiers are the cards we'll cover in the comprehensive reading. All the info on how to access that stuff is down below. My old website, my whole server company switched over to a new thing, and they didn't migrate the old website. So I'm just going to set up a similar page on my current new website where you can still pay exactly the same way. So nothing's really changed, but just know that it might look a little bit different. But there are all different ways to access the comprehensive readings. So let's take a look. Okay, Two of Cups coming out strong in terms of what else the universe needs from you. We have the Emperor and the Ten of Wands. There does seem to be an element of work involved here, but it doesn't seem overly laborious. There seems to be a flow with it. We have the Seven of Coins. King of Wands, and the Hierophant. Okay, I really, really like that page a lot. There's something very strong. Definitely the page is connected with the King of Wands here. All right, so what else does Aries need to know about this Four of Coins? Another Fool card. I feel that four, oh, beautiful, and that's the Aries card, Queen of Wands. I feel that Four of Wands is, that Four of Coins is just so boring for you right now. And Queen of Swords. It's just clearly some type of chapter is over. The Queen of Cups. Seven of Cups and Four of Cups. We have the another Four of Coins. Page of Coins. And the Chariot. For the Two of Wands. Seven of Coins. Five of Wands. And, oh, another Tower card. My goodness. Okay. Wait, what was this card again? I don't even remember. Two of Wands. Tower. Seven of Cups. Two of Coins and the Wheel of Fortune. Not surprised by the Wheel of Fortune. I always say the Tower is the Wheel of Fortune in disguise. King of Wands again. Six of Wands. Nine of Coins. Excellent. Now for the Sun. Eight of Coins. Another Page of Wands. And a Five of Coins. Four of Swords. Knight of Cups. Magician. Last card for the King of Coins. A Knight of Coins. Five of Cups. And last but not least, we have the Devil. Okay. All right. This is where we're going to pick up some dramatic cards coming out here for sure. So we'll cover everything. You guys know I love you. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.